Hi there and welcome to the video. And as in any video that I'll do, I have the table of contents. Basically it sections the video into different parts. And in the description down below, you can go and click any of the sections, because I'll have it time-stamped, and you can go into different parts from there. So, without further ado, let's begin the video. The Tier 10 Japanese battleship Yamato boasts good guns, good accuracy, decent armor. But its only drawbacks are its speed, maneuverability. Therefore, the ship is best played as a sniper/medium support role. You can't really pick this ship to the front line and start brawling with it and expecting to hold out, as most likely the enemy knows what they're doing. They'll be easily citadeling your ship. The armor protection isn't that well near the sides, and sometimes you can have people penetrate your citadel bow. This ship doesn't really have that many gimmicks. It's actually kind of fun to play, so if you just take it out, you usually will get the same performance generally, as long as you position yourself well and use the ship to its best strengths. So now for the gameplay section. I'm usually not going to go and sit there and provide commentary for the whole video, because sometimes it's better just to watch the gameplay than listen to someone talk. But I'll interject myself here and now and little parts of the video, kind of just highlighting key things about the ship, which I went over in the overview. So right now we're on the map Trap. Usually what I do is when you get to the maps, you want to look at where your team's at. The team basically dictates how you're going to fight too. Usually you can't lone wolf unless you're a destroyer, but even in that you can find yourself out of position. And usually in these random battles, or depends on whatever player you are, usually I'm appealing more to the casual audience, but if you're doing the any random battles, you want to look at where your team is, because based on that, that's how you're going to dictate how you fight, where you fight, and what position you're going to find yourself in. Because one of the main reasons in World of Warships for you dying is most likely your position. If you're by yourself in one area and your team's all the way in another, and the enemy's all swarming that area, then yeah, you're going to die. But usually it's best to, and especially in battleships, to kind of stick with your team. So that really makes a big difference when it comes to positioning. As you'll see throughout the video, I'm also going to pop off shots now and then when I have a good range and good lead for enemy ships. Because with the Yamato, you can feel free to do this. You don't really have to worry about, oh, I'm going to go fire a shot and my volley's going to miss because of the dispersion is really bad. You can basically take pop shots at people, do a little swerving around, they'll miss, and then you kind of go back to your concealment. And that's a big thing on this ship. You have a concealment build, and honestly on any ship, you can really use the ship to the best of its strengths if you're going to go and surprise someone. Usually if you're playing, like for example, the Tier 10 German battleship, the detection is just ridiculous on that, so you'll be just driving, and from the start you'll have everyone start shooting at you. And then that playstyle is totally different than playing the Yamato, but I prefer, and for any ship really, is to be concealed up until a point where your guns can be really effective. So that's the one thing that I recommend for any captain driving their ships, is put that concealment expert on. It's going to make a big difference in the long run, especially if you have a ship that can actually be a little bit better with the concealment option, which is the Yamato, and I believe on mine is like 14.1 kilometers detection range, so that can kind of put you into range of some cruisers, especially like, I think the Neptune. I'm trying to play that one out, and the range on that's like 15 kilometers, so you can definitely get yourself in there and start putting people in the world of hurt. So without further commentary, I'm going to proceed with the video, and I'll interject myself into some points where I feel it's important. So one thing you'll notice is that I'm kind of camping behind this island, and that's the one major thing. I know people will get angry over warships camping with battleships and everything, but honestly in this game, it's not like I play Battle Station specific, so you can kind of just screw around and drive out and do like a whole slugfest. But really, that will get you killed on this. The main thing is that if you're out in the ocean blue and you have no cover, no islands to like sit behind, you're gonna get like people cross sniping you across the map. And in the Yamato, since that's kind of like a high priority ship to sink, then you're probably gonna get some Montanas like lobbing shells at you from like over 20k away just because they see your ship. And that's the thing with these islands, is that you want to position yourself in a way where you know that, you know, I did it here because most of the enemy is in front of me, right? So they can't really go and shoot me. I can get pop shots at the enemy trying to go into Bravo. And from there, I'm able to go and kind of conceal myself, give myself some armor, anyone that tries to fire at me. Battleship-wise, they'll be able to hit me. They could possibly citadel me, but cruisers are going to have a little hard time. So this is usually what I recommend to do. Like I said, I follow my team. You get into a concealed area, so kind of using the mountains or the ships as not the mountains, but the island actually for cover. And then from there, you can just start popping off rounds at enemy ships crossing across from, you know, your point of view, your field of vision, so that way you have good cover and concealment. So definitely do that when you're playing this ship. And depends on, you know, if you're playing battleships in general, each battleship plays differently. But for this one, like I said, it's a sniper / medium support. And what I mean by medium support is that you're not going to be the one leading the charge. You'll be on standby. Like, you can move up to being on standby, but really you should have another ship with you, another 2 ships like a cruiser or a destroyer. You should never charge into an unknown area without another ship with you, especially if it's a destroyer. Hiding in that area, you're going to get destroyed. Like, there's no pun about it. The torpedo damage and everything, this ship cannot take torpedoes, so you got to be careful for like gearings running around and all the other various DDs that we have in play now. So in this part, you can see that we decided to start moving away from our cover position, cover and concealed position really, and start pushing up to the enemy ships. Just because the opportunity presented ourselves, most of our allies are moving forward. So like I said, at this point, we're now moving from that sniper role into that medium support. So basically what I'm going to do here is try to go up the middle. Definitely don't want to expose myself that much to the Russian battleship because that can really mess me up. I already did take a big hit. I don't know what exactly hit me. I imagine it was probably someone chucking rounds across the map. But I'm going to take on this cruiser here. Now the thing is like, oh, it's a cruiser probably can, I don't know, it will out DPM me just because it has a better fire rate than I do. But it's still like, a threat though. If I don't play right, he can definitely get the better of me. But he's kind of in a bad position because now basically I also have a secondary build on too, so that way I can kind of take him on with that. So in this sense, as long as I play it right, I'll be able to take him out. I just gotta watch out for that Kremlin because that thing's like chucking rounds at me and it's definitely going through the ship. And that's the one thing too. If you have battleships that know, like, he knows what he's doing, so they can go basically hit my citadel at an angle. So I'm just gonna go keep brawling with this this guy over here, take him out, use my secondary build, so basically destroy him with that, and then start helping out with taking out the Kremlin and remaining ships. in this part, I'm just going to speed it up just because we spend most of our time looking for these last two ships. They're kind of all the way at Alpha, so that's like really far away from us. So we're just going to go drive over, try to find them. I can't really do much at this point. I can kind of shoot rounds over, but I mean, it's really up to our two lead ships up there trying to engage them. So basically, from the gameplay point of view, like I said, this ship is the more of a support / medium support. You kind of want to play it as a sniper, and then if opportunity presents itself, you start inserting yourself more in the fight. Now, what I mean by snipe, though, you don't sit back all the way in spawn and start shooting people and just sitting there, because, like I said, you got to follow your team. If you do that, you'll be out of position, and if the destroyer comes and kills you, then, you know, it's kind of your own fault then. Because, like I said, if I was a destroyer and I saw some dude just sitting in the back, mobbing rounds, not even doing anything, then yeah, I'd go full speed to him, because there's going to be no one there to stop him anyway. So, yeah, you just got to play smart, know where your team is at, and you'll do fine in the ship. But these rounds all the time, like, I would say 90 to 95% of the time we'll hit the target. It's just, they're very accurate, so it's not really that frustrating to play the ship, and it's actually a lot of fun. So, we'll go into the post-battle analysis and go see how we did there. Of course, we won, so there's a victory. Basically, I made 386,586 credits, and from there I have my XP. I believe I was running flags on this, so of course, like, if things look higher than they normally should, then I'll disclaim it. Yes, I am running flags, just because I'm also doing the free XP, just because I want to use my free XP to get any of the ships in the tech tree that are free XP. So kind of the special ships like the Nelson, and I think the Japanese one I heard is crap, so probably not that one. Yeah, so I'm on top of my team. Like I said, I usually just try to find good gameplay videos. Even if I do decent, it's fine. I don't really try to go aim for like being the spectacular person in the ship. I mean, honestly, per game, I would say the ship, I know this elite stat people will be like, oh, you need to do so much, but I mean, honestly, if you do, I always just do the health pool method. Like, if you break more than your health pool, then you're having a good game. That's my thing. You want to do your damage, so if you do more damage than your health pool, especially for a battleship, that'd be great. I know that doesn't really apply to like destroyers because you have a low health pool, but I mean, at the same time, you know, just if you know you're helping your team out and you're doing a good job, then that's what really matters. But if you're just dying early and then you're kind of putting your team at a disadvantage, then you know, like, okay, hey, I should probably play better. So, and that's another breakdown too of just how much XP, breakdown of XP credits and all that stuff. So, yes, I'm running premium. I actually got it just because I logged in and was for the anniversary. So, happy anniversary, Wargaming and World of Warships. So, let's go into the ship build recommendation and the captain's specs. So this is the Yamato. This is the Tier 10 Japanese battleship that I have now in my port. Basically, let's talk about the ship build recommendations, kind of what I did to make it more viable for my gameplay. So starting with the modules, let's go look into the upgrades. So main armaments modification 1, damage control systems, aiming systems, steering, concealment, and then main battery modification, increase the reload time. So basically, to go into each one, this basically makes sure your ship doesn't blow up. Someone ammo racks you, you're not going to explode. Damage control kind of makes it easier to reduce the fire and flooding if you have that problem. It makes the time go down. Aiming systems modification, basically this just helps with making sure your rounds are more accurate, so I always take that. I'd rather have accuracy over just kind of lobbing shells and trying to see which way they will go. Steering gears, I usually do this too, just because the ship is a pain in the butt to turn, so this makes it a little better. Concealment, like I said, concealment's a big thing on the ship, and that's why I went ahead and did it. If you go look here at the stats, I have it for 14.1, so That makes it a lot easier to get into range of a lot of cruisers, kind of put some hurt on them. So that's my favorite thing to do with that. And last is main battery modification. So I just shoot faster, but my guns turn very, very, very slow. So that's one thing with it. Consumables, like I said, if you can afford it, go get the premium ones. That's because they definitely do make a big difference. You get 4 charges here for the repair party versus what, 3? Yeah, so kind of want to go with that option, and that makes it go down quicker. Fighter aircraft, just fighter aircraft, not gonna really do anything for you. Let's see, look at my ship build. So I got Yamato, the Yamamoto, sorry, my bad. So for the Yamato, I have the Yamamoto, basically the Japanese general, that admiral that planned the Pearl Harbor attack. So I get all these little bonuses. So I got a little flag on the ship. I have colored tracers, so if you notice when I was firing, they're kind of doing the special effect. Fireworks, if I reach the Commander's Talons, which are Kraken Unleashed. So if I get that, then the that achievement's Kraken Unleashed is kind of like in World of Tanks where you get Top Gun, so you kill so many ships. So with Yamato, if I do like get the Top Gun or the Kraken Unleashed, then basically it really buffs the ship, so it makes it kind of more overpowered than what it really is. And First Blood, I get more charges. So, but apparently this is not applicable in Clan Wars, so I can't really take that out of Clan Wars and start trying to kick butt. So, of course, it's just my build. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt. But this is what I did. So I preventated just to make it sure my magazines don't blow up, and kind of makes it easier for me for the shit to be more durable during combat. This is Expert Marksman. Like I said, the guns take a very long time to turn, so any ability to go and make that easier, just take it. So that's why I did that. Basic fire training and advanced fire training, basically these two go hand in hand with each other. One for kind of making it easier for anti-aircraft. I don't really see a lot of carriers these days, but they can definitely decimate the ship if they wanted to. So having these on buff your AA, so kind of gives a little bit of hurt to any carrier trying to go and take you out. Also, this buffs your secondaries, the advanced fire training does. So if you, I'll go to the ship stats in a second again, but my range is, I believe, up to like 9k. So anyone getting within that range, you should be able to put some hurt on them, especially a destroyer. And lastly, Concealment Expert. Just because, like I said, being concealed gives you a lot more flexibility on the battlefield than just being spotted right all out. And then artillery, let's see, secondary, does it talk about my range? Yeah, 8.8k. So that's my range on my secondaries. It's pretty good compared to a lot of other ships. So yeah, that's why I have that going on. Compare it to the German, where do I have it? Where is she at? Yeah, there we go. Turret, Scorn Horse. Don't need those. Yeah, let's do this. Make it easier. So the GK, I'm not going to pronounce it just because I don't. Yeah, I'm going to butcher it. So the kilometers on this, 9.7, but if I put my captain on it, which is in my turrets right now, I believe. No, I think he's in another ship. What the heck did I put him? Keep moving everyone on. He's in my Scarn Horse. So, okay. So, like I said, the secondaries on this, for example, is like 11.6. So that's really high. But look at the concealment, 17.6. So you'll start getting shot at like right away when you get out of the spawn. If the destroyer sees you, you're kind of like, it's just really annoying to play this ship where you have to play it one way, which is kind of like getting in there and brawling, but everyone's shooting at you. Well, here on the Yamato, you can basically do whatever you want, within reason, of course. But you can kind of play this concealed. You can move it in, start shooting people. This, you're gonna be spotted far away. I think I even have Concealment Expert on, do I? No, I don't. Okay, but I won't really make a difference because the ship is freaking huge. So, yeah, that's it. So, like I said, anyone that's going down this line, highly recommend. If you're starting off battleships, go down the Yamato line. It's just a lot easier. Not easier, but I would say more fun, more rewarding. You start off with some ships that are kind of like and then they get a decent. Then you hit the is Yumo. I've heard just terrible things about it. Once I got to this ship, I just free XP'd my way through it just because I just didn't want to play it. I heard it was just so many negative things, and the main problem is you got your guns up front, and that's really just... And also, I think the deck, it catches on fire a lot, so everyone's spamming HE at you, you're going to get screwed. So, without any other pending questions, this concludes the video. I hope you all have a great day, and like I said, I'll look into doing any of the other ships I got in here. But yeah, if you see any ship you like or anything that you want to have a question about, go ahead and ask, and I'll see if I can chug out a review on it. So, alright, have a good day. Peace.